Xbox Series X might have a huge advantage over the PlayStation 5. We get an update about backwards compatibility and how many titles will launch on November 10th, and Halo Infinite is in some trouble. Let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? It's Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everyone's having a great day, and if you guys can do me a huge favor, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and please share this video out on social media. It means so much to me. Thank you guys for all the support. Now, some of you may already know this or saw my video yesterday, but Microsoft sent me an Xbox Series X early, so I just wanted to kind of take this time and thank each and every one of you that watches my videos every single day. And those of you who have subscribed to the channel, we're almost at 70,000. It would be awesome if we could hit that before the end of the year. When I say it truly means the world to me that you guys check out the videos and appreciate my opinions about Xbox and PlayStation and video games in general, I truly mean it. So if you're interested in learning more about the Xbox Series X and my coverage of the system before it launches on November 10th, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're going to be putting out a ton of videos. But specifically with this video, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Backwards compatibility, the fact that Xbox Series X might have a huge advantage over the PlayStation 5 when it comes to RDNA 2. And you guys know I'm not really a tech guy, so I'm going to be reading from what Microsoft wrote on their Xbox Wire page. And more bad news with Halo Infinite. What exactly is going on at 343? We're going to talk about all that stuff. But I wanted to start out this video talking about backwards compatibility on the Series X and S, as it's something that Microsoft has been laser focused on since the reveal of the system all the way back last year at the VGAs. Over the past couple of months, people have been spreading rumors that the Series X would only work with about 500 backwards compatible games, which was contrary to Microsoft's intent to have everything working. Well, thanks to a tweet from Jason Ronald yesterday, we know that every single game will work on December 10th. He says, after 500,000 hours of testing, we are excited to share that all Xbox 360, and Xbox One games playable on Xbox One today, except for the handful that require Kinect, will be available and look and play better on Xbox Series X and S at launch. Now, for a lot of people, backwards compatibility on the Series X and S is going to be very important because the launch lineup from Microsoft for the new consoles isn't exactly all that. The only brand new game from first party is Gears Tactics, so people will be going back and playing the games that they love. A 4K 60 update to Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5 getting those ultra PC settings and 120 frames mode for the multiplayer. And because of the power of the Xbox Series X, any game that kind of had dynamic resolutions to hit 4K will come in at native 4K, but more important to me is performance and frame rate. So something like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Sekiro, two great games that came out last year that performed pretty poorly in the frame rate department on the Xbox One X, hovering at about 40 frames instead of the 60 it was supposed to. Well, those games will now run at 60 frames or as close to as possible, giving you a better experience when playing those games. Now, a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 probably won't see any upgrades outside of loading. The game already runs at native 4K on the Xbox One X and is locked at 30 frames, so unless the developers or Microsoft doubled that frame rate, that game's pretty much going to look the exact same on the Series X as it does on the One X. But every single back compat game on the Series X will take advantage of faster loading. Let me know in the comments below which backwards compatibility game you are going to play day one on your Xbox Series X. And next up, we need to talk about this supposed huge advantage that the Series X might have over the PlayStation 5. Xbox and AMD kind of stirred up a hornet's nest yesterday with this tweet. The official Xbox account tweeted out, "Congrats to the AMD team on the announce of their Radeon RX 6000 series GPU today. We're thrilled to keep our 15-year partnership going into the next generation, and proud Xbox Series X and S will be the only next-gen consoles with full RDNA 2 integration." Now, you can tell Microsoft is being very specific with their wording, and they are shouting this from the rooftops because they believe it gives them an advantage over the PlayStation 5. They are saying right here that Xbox Series X and S will have full RDNA 2 integration, which means the PlayStation 5 won't have full RDNA 2 integration. It's very interesting, so let's dive into it some more. Over at Xbox Newswire, Microsoft had this to say about the partnership with AMD. The long-term strategic relationship between Xbox and AMD over the past 15 years, beginning with the Xbox 360, is at the heart of the Xbox Series X and Series S. With the upcoming launch of both of those systems on November 10th, together we are ushering in the next generation of gaming, delivering a level of power, performance, and compatibility never before seen in console gaming, powered by AMD's latest Zen 2 and RDNA 2 architectures. Series X and S are the only next-gen consoles with full hardware support for all the RDNA 2 capabilities AMD showcased today. Now, I've always kept it 100 with you guys when it comes to my knowledge about tech. I've always said someone like Dealer Gaming or Cold Eastwood are much more versed on the tech stuff with Series X and the PS5 than I ever will be. I just don't know that much about it. So I'm going to read here the explanation about what Directx Ray Tracing is and mesh shaders and sampler feedback so you guys can kind of understand along with me. It says here that AMD's latest RDNA 2 architecture delivers a significant increase in performance and efficiency over previous architectures, as well as adding new hardware acceleration capabilities, including hardware accelerated DirectX Ray Tracing, mesh shaders, sampler feedback, and variable rate shading. Hardware accelerated DirectX Ray Tracing showcased at launch by titles such as Ubisoft's Watch Dogs Legion, but wait, I thought ray tracing wasn't going to be at launch. I thought I heard that somewhere. Anyways, it says it enables developers to deliver a new level of visual fidelity and immersion through techniques such as realistic lighting, shadows, reflections, and acoustics. Mesh shaders can manipulate geometry in real time to provide a high level of fidelity and flexibility that developers have never had before. Sampler feedback greatly improves memory efficiency by allowing games to load into memory with fine granularity, only the portions of textures that the GPU needs for a scene as it needs it, providing an effective 2.5 times memory and bandwidth multiplier beyond the raw hardware capabilities. Sampler feedback also enables efficient creation and shading of textures on demand. Finally, variable rate shading, VRS, delivers much finer grain control on how developers can leverage the full power of the Series X and S by enabling developers to focus their GPU resources on the areas of a frame that most benefit without reducing the overall image quality. By leveraging techniques like VRS, games such as Gears 5 can see performance increases up to 15% and beyond, resulting in higher, more consistent frame rates and resolution at the exact same image quality. All of these next-generation capabilities are available via hardware in both the Series X and S, and we are excited for them to also come to the PC, providing a common set of features that developers can rely on when developing their games across console and PC. At the very beginning of development of the Xbox Series X and S, we knew we were setting the foundation for the next decade of gaming innovation and performance across console, PC, and cloud. To deliver on this vision, we wanted to leverage the full capabilities of RDNA 2 in hardware from day one. Through close collaboration and partnership between Xbox and AMD, not only have we delivered on this promise, we have gone even further, introducing additional next-generation innovations such as hardware-accelerated machine learning capabilities for better NPC intelligence, more lifelike animation, and improved visual quality via techniques such as ML-powered super resolution. In our quest to put gamers and developers first, we chose to wait for the most advanced technology from our partners at AMD before finalizing our architecture. Now, with the upcoming release of Series X and S and the new AMD Radeon RX 6000 series GPUs, developers have a common set of next-generation tools and performance capabilities that will empower them to deliver transformative gaming experiences across both console and PC. Now, that was a lot to read through, and I don't exactly understand it, but Microsoft seems pretty thrilled with the idea that they're the only system that's going to have DirectX Ray Tracing, mesh shaders, sampler feedback, and variable rate shading. They've gone on to say that they waited until the very last moment to finalize the architecture, implying that the PlayStation 5 did it. Now, I've said this in my previous videos. I felt that the manufacturer, whether it's Sony or Microsoft, one of those two, who was able to produce more consoles, was going to sell the most this holiday. And because Microsoft had to wait until the full RDNA 2 feature set was completed, I really do think it affects how many consoles they're able to produce this holiday versus Sony. The question I kind of posed in the title was that, is this a big advantage over the PlayStation 5? It seems like the PlayStation 5 doesn't have variable rate shading or sampler feedback or mesh shaders. But of course, we don't know if Sony has their own custom versions of it, so maybe they do, and if so, is it as good as AMD's? And if it isn't, Is that really going to affect development down the road? Could we see games perform better in a couple years in those Digital Foundry face-offs between the Series X and the PlayStation 5? I just don't know. Will developers take full advantage of this stuff on the Series X if it's not in the PlayStation 5? I kind of feel like I do with the DualSense, the new controller that PlayStation is putting out. It seems like those are really cool features, but will they be fully supported in 3 years? Or will we have a situation where most third-party developers don't even take advantage of the DualSense? I guess only time will tell on this one, guys. And to close out the video, we need to talk a little bit about Halo Infinite, because the Halo Infinite director and studio head Chris Lee stepped down from his role on the troubled game. Lee was overseeing the long-awaited next entry in the Halo series, which was supposed to arrive alongside the Xbox Series X and S consoles next month. However, Microsoft and 343 Industries have delayed Halo Infinite to sometime next year. Lee has been with 343 Industries since 2008, and he has worked on several entries in the series, including Halo Reach, Halo 4, and Halo 5 Guardians. He's still a Microsoft employee, and he told Bloomberg he's looking at future opportunities. I believe in the team, and I'm confident they will deliver a great game, and now is a good time for me to step away. It's starting to look more and more that Halo Infinite is just a complete mess. Chris Lee leaving, who was the studio lead for the game, I mean, it's not that surprising considering I felt someone's head had to roll because of this delay. Microsoft's entire marketing strategy and their launch lineup was based around having Halo Infinite there day one. And when it's removed, man, that launch lineup does not look very good. Someone had to pay the price, and it looks like it's Chris Lee. Whenever Halo Infinite comes out next year, and it's looking like my prediction of May may be wrong, I wouldn't be surprised now if Halo Infinite launches in November of 2021 to give Joseph Staten more time to kind of fix what's wrong with the game. And this seems like there's a lot of things wrong because there's been a lot of turnover at 343. And the fact that the stewards of Microsoft's biggest franchise have kind of put out mediocre Halo titles over the last couple years, they really need to showcase the talent and everything they can do at 343 with Halo Infinite. This game needs to be great whenever it launches with campaign and multiplayer. And if it isn't, well then leadership has got to go. It would be strike 3. So yeah, Chris Lee had to pay the price. He was head of the studio. He's gone now. But we're talking about Bonnie Ross. If this game isn't amazing when it launches and it's still in a state that a lot of people just look at and be like, that isn't the Halo that I want, then there needs to be a change at the top of 343. I'm sorry to say it. Look, in my opinion, Halo is too valuable of an IP in a franchise to have this constant mismanagement of upper leadership at 343. It's too valuable to constantly release mediocre titles, and it's way too valuable not to have any new release within 5 or 6 years. Something needs to change at 343, and someone new needs to kind of step in there and right the ship. But of course, I'll retain final judgment on that when I get my hands on Halo Infinite sometime next year. Anyways, guys, that is the video. Let me know what you think about everything in the comments below, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share this video out on social media or tell a friend about the channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified immediately whenever I drop a new video like this. If you want to take your support for the channel even further, you can hit that join button where you will get access to channel badges and emotes for the Xbox 2 podcast we do every Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.